When you saw Descendants 4, did you believe that was the end of the series? No way, right? Well, there was a hint of Descendants 5. However, many people did not think it might happen. But the last film itself gave an idea for an upcoming film. So, do you want to know what this sequel might offer? Stay with us till the end of the video to learn every missing detail, and let's get started. Uma, a beloved figure, goes back to Oregon Prep to become principal, which is where the story starts. As Uma starts her new job, Mal, Evie, and Jay go on a trip around the world to make deals and leave their mark. At the very beginning, this movie makes it clear that it will be very moving. In the beginning, a touching tribute is played to Cameron Boyce, who played Carlos, showing great respect and love for his death. This sincere thanks sets a serious and moving tone for the movie that stays with you throughout the story. Uma's return to Oregon Prep is important not just because of her new job, but also because of how it makes her feel. Everyone who saw the earlier movies loved Carlos, so this tribute to him makes a strong link with the audience right away. The beginning of the movie pays tribute to Boyce, and it's more than just a nod to his memory. It's a key moment that shapes the emotional landscape of the movie. It's an emotional and powerful beginning that shows how much the movie values respect and memories, and it sets a stage for the dramatic and moving moments that come next. The world of Oregon Prep is both exciting and tense when Uma's around. Right away, the story gets to the emotional heart of the matter, especially with the dedication of Carlos. It's a meaningful tribute that makes the movie more emotional and gives the story more weight as it plays out. This honor's not just a nice thing to do, it's an important part of the movie that affects its tone and direction. People will connect with the strong beginning, which also sets a polite and thoughtful tone for the rest of the story. While Uma gets used to her new job, the movie shows how she is adjusting and the problems she faces. It turns out that Jane, the actor who plays the fairy godmother, is close with Cameron, her daughter. Given that Cameron was also Carlos's partner, this link gives the story even more depth. This connection between the characters not only makes the story more interesting, but it also gives it a human touch that makes it more real. The story then moves to Wonderland, a magical place where we meet the Queen of Hearts for the first time. This part of the movie shows Wonderland with all its magical charm, and one of its most beautiful songs is played. The song brings out the magic and charm of Wonderland, making the story even more interesting and thrilling. This musical scene captures the spirit of Wonderland and sets the stage for the events that are to come. Red gets away from the Queen with the help of Maddox Hatter, which is an exciting turn of events. One of the main characters, Maddox, sings a memorable song about making your fate and gives Red a unique pocket watch. There is something special about this pocket watch. It can go back in time and give Red new chances and experiences. The scene's important to the story because it does a great job of combining feeling, music, and fantasy. An important theme for the movie is set by Maddox Hatter's advice about how time travel can go wrong. He warns of what might happen if you mess with time, implying the difficulties and problems that might appear. Even though Red has been let down in the past, she gets a surprising offer from her mother that makes her hopeful and interested again. This new twist makes the story even more interesting and exciting. Cinderella and her daughter Chloe are going to Adon to meet Red. While they're there, Cinderella goes to a ball and her husband Charming stays behind to visit their son Chad at college. Plans often go wrong in this magical world and things don't always go as planned. This side plot grounds the story in real-life family relationships, giving a touch of realism to the story's most fantastic parts. The way the people change is a big part of a movie. The story looks at what happens to someone who used to believe in love but now only sees fear. When Cinderella and the Queen of Hearts meet again, it sets off a chain of events that reveal the Queen's dark past. Before, the Queen of Hearts was friends with Bridget, but a mean joke changed her life forever, and now she's the bad guy. As the Queen of Hearts plans to take over Oregon, things get more tense. When Cinderella doesn't do what the Queen says, she makes a scary threat to kill her. This shocking turn of events shows what kind of person the Queen is and sets the stage for the story's dramatic turns. A terrible turn of events seals Cinderella's fate, showing how evil the Queen is and raising the stakes of the story. The new Descendants movie is darker than the ones that came before it. The characters have to undo the effects of a famous joke that helped the Queen of Hearts turn bad, so that she doesn't become evil. The characters have to deal with both magical and mental problems on this quest, which makes the story more interesting. The movie then moves to Merlin Academy, which looks a lot like Hogwarts. Well-known figures like young Cinderella and Bridget show up here for Red and Chloe to meet. The younger Bridget shown to be very nice, which is very different from the older Queen of Hearts. This portrayal shows how the past affects the present and gives the Queen more meaning as a person. Bridget's kindness is shown in a memorable musical number where she sings a song that is very different from how the Queen of Hearts is acting at the moment. This song adds an emotional layer to the story by showing how the character changes from a nice person to a feared bad guy. The second part of the song gets more exciting, and many people think it's the best part of the movie. The bad kids like Hades, Morgie, and Maleficent are introduced to set the stage for Uliana, the main bad girl. Uliana quickly becomes clear as the character with a sneaky plan to get back at Bridget. At first her collar doesn't seem important, but as the story goes on, it becomes very important. Red and Chloe are keen to find out what Uliana's up to, so they follow the bad kids to where they hide. There, they find out Uliana's plan to hurt Bridget's image. To stop the plan, Red and Chloe need a special recipe, which leads them to break into the principal's office in a very risky move. They can get the book they need, even though they have to deal with many problems and guards. But their win doesn't last long because Uliana and her team show up and cause trouble. The book is magically locked, and Red and Chloe need to open it to see what's inside. Chloe tells Red that she should take care of the book, but Red says she'll do it herself. This shows how much Red has grown and how much she trusts her skills. Red and Chloe use the book to go to the future and see how their efforts turned out after they open it. They are happy to see that their plan worked. Bridget's seen sending magical hearts into the air and getting back together with her daughter, and Cinderella's still alive and happy singing with Chloe. As the movie's almost over, Uma shows up and says a famous line that makes it sound like the story isn't quite over. This hint from Maddox Hatter about the problems that could come up with time travel makes things more unsure and exciting. The ending of the movie makes it sound like there may be more thrills and challenges to come. Going back in time's tricky, and messing with it can cause problems you didn't expect. As Red, Kylie Cantro says, changes in the story don't always make things better. And the movie makes people think about what might happen if you travel through time, and how problems might not be fixed. For instance, the Queen of Hearts is seen wearing a dress that isn't all pink, which suggests she might still have some dark side to her. In addition, Chloe's look at the end makes me wonder if there's a darker side to her. The ending of the movie also makes me think that there might have been a mistake or mischance in the plot. In the original world, the characters didn't stop Uliana from getting the book, which makes me wonder who else might have opened it. Ella might have been it. There's a hint that Uliana might be Ella in disguise in the scene where Dizzy wears Uma's powerful necklace. There are hints that the story will go on, so it's clear that Descendants 5 might be coming out soon. In earlier versions of the movie, this seemed like just the beginning of a bigger story, so the story is far from over. At the end of the movie, there's a promise of more, and fans can't wait for the next part of this magical journey. So what do you think? Could this new Descendants movie offer? Share your thoughts in the box below. And remember to give our video a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned to the newest videos.